Edward, Eva, and the Elephant. Edward and Eva were walking home from school when suddenly the clouds opened and the rain started to fall heavily. They looked at each other, pulled up their hoods, and ran to the big grey barn across the road. This was the second time in a week that they had been caught out with the weather. Fortunately, Father Jones always left the door open to his barn, and although it was filled to the top with hay for his horses, Edward and Eva were able to shelter and wait for the rain to stop. They found a couple of hay bales and made themselves comfortable. "Those hay bales are lovely and comfy," said Edward. "Yes, they are, and I have some lunch left in my backpack if you want to share it," replied Eva. "That sounds like a good idea. I am pretty hungry now," commented Edward, smiling enthusiastically at the thought of something to eat. Eva used her scarf as a tablecloth and set out a little picnic, including sandwiches, fruit, and a snack bar. Suddenly, there was a bang. They both ran to the door and looked outside. It was still raining heavily, but they couldn't see anything that might have made a bang. "Perhaps it was a clap of thunder," said Edward. "Or a car backfiring," replied Eva. "Let's go and finish our snacks, and it might have stopped raining by then." Edward and Eva walked back to their hay bales and sat down. However, something very strange had happened. The sandwiches had disappeared. They both looked at each other and gasped. "Someone has stolen our sandwiches," cried Eva. "I can't believe it. Who would do that?" said Edward. "Oh my goodness!" shrieked Eva, pointing to the back of the barn. Edward turned around and he couldn't believe his eyes. There, munching on some lovely salad sandwiches, was an elephant. The elephant looked at Edward and Eva, slowly walked past them, grabbed the fruit with his long trunk, and then ran off out of the barn. That was very unexpected, as not only do you not get elephants in the wild in Surrey, you also don't come across elephants that steal your sandwiches. "Who is going to believe an elephant stole our sandwiches?" said Edward. "Who is going to believe he stole our fruit as well?" chuckled Eva. They both laughed so much their ribs hurt, and they had to sit down. Finally, the rain had now stopped, and they were able to walk home. How do you think they're going to explain that to their parents?